Hey guys, it's Emily. I wanted to film a video today because I've been planning to do this video for a while, but I just haven't gotten around to it. And I want to start by saying, please excuse my hair. I was on a boat yesterday and it is just knotted and destroyed and I didn't have time to fix it before the video. And please also ignore all the dust if you see it because I'm sitting in front of my window, which is very dusty, but I just wanted to change up the background a bit for this video because the last few videos have all had the same background. Okay, so now I'm going to be doing The Throne of Glass versus A Court of Thorns and Roses book tag. I'll be reading like the questions off my laptop. But I wanted to do a little video because like a few weeks ago, I finally finished the Throne of Glass series, and I had been reading Throne of Glass since like 2016, like on and off. I'm not sure exactly, but I think I read the first 3 books and then I stopped, and then I read the first 5 books, no, first 4.5 books, and then I stopped. And then I finally just like in 2020 pushed through. I read all of them. I think there's 8, including Tower of Dawn and The Assassin's Blade. And I finally read all of them. And yeah, so now I thought I would just talk about my experience reading the books. So yeah, I never really liked Throne of Glass because I don't know, I found it so hard to get into after the first 2 books. I always like the first time I read it, I was like obsessed with the first 2 books. And then once also this video will contain spoilers, so leave if you don't want to hear any. But once Selena like remembered her true identity and like went to like be a fairy, I didn't really like it anymore, like originally. Like now I love that storyline, but originally I was like, this is like crap, honestly. So I'll do the tag first because that might like make me talk about some of the things I wanted to talk about Throne of Glass anyways. And then after that, if there's anything else I want to say, I will say that at the end. So the first question is favorite main character, Alien or Feyre? Now, I haven't read A Court of Thorns and Roses for a while. I read it in 2019, like at the beginning of the year. But I remember Feyre was kind of boring. Like, it's not that I disliked her. It was just she didn't really have any of her own like personality traits besides like I guess she helped her family. She was like pretty strong for a human girl. But like I like how Alien is, sorry if I say any names wrong as well. But I like how Alien is like her own person. Like she is the lead character. Like everyone else is like the side characters. She does everything for herself. And like she got through so much like on her own. So I'd have to say Alien is my favorite main character. The second question is favorite love interest, Rowan or Rhysand? Now, it's not that I dislike Rowan. It's just he's really boring to me. Like really boring. Like I don't see what Alien sees in him. Like he is so dry and like literally has no qualities. Like he's old and he's funny every once in a while. Like he'll crack a joke, but he's not even like humorous. Like I don't know. I'm not gonna say he doesn't have a sense of humor because he does, but he's like really boring. Whereas I loved Rhysand when I read A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I was so obsessed with him. I loved his like backstory, his humor, like how he treated Feyre like after they were together. So yeah, I'd have to say Rhysand. Um. So the third question is better first book, Throne of Glass or A Court of Thorns and Roses? Now, I liked A Court of Thorns and Roses, but like after reading all 3 books in the series, I realized it was my least favorite out of the 3 because there's like no Rhysand, so it like wasn't that good. Like he was in it, but like you know what I mean. Whereas Throne of Glass is I think Throne of Glass is my favorite book in the Throne of Glass series, which is like kind of weird. Besides, I like Queen of Shadows as well. I think that's what it's called. But it was one of my favorites. Like the other books didn't compare. It wasn't that it was written better. Like the Throne of Glass writing is much more like poorly written than like the other books, but just the story. I like the Hunger Games aspect of it because when I was young, I loved the Hunger Games. So yeah, I have to say Throne of Glass for that. The next question is favorite female side character, Manon. I just say it like Manon. I'm sorry if you say it differently. Or Nesta, who is Feyre's older sister. I don't like Nesta. Like, I know everything she does, like, has a reason, but I just don't like how selfish she is. She's, like, really up herself. And I do agree that, like, in the series, A Court of Thorns and Roses, like, Nesta is treated really badly by, like, Feyre's, like, new friends, like, Rhysand and stuff. But she, like, deserves it, you know what I mean? And Manon, like, for the first, like, when Manon was first introduced, like, I think she was in Heir of Fire, I was really bored by all the chapters about the witches. Like, I did not care. I was like, who cares about these witches? Like, get back to Alien and, like, whatever she's doing. But, like, by the last book, like, Manon was one of my favorite characters. She was, like, up there. Like, I don't know. I don't know what made me change and like her so much more. But I'd definitely say Manon over Nesta. Okay. Better squad, Aliens, Court, or Reese's Inner Circle? I don't really remember A Court of Thorns and Roses that much, like the actual plot, but I do remember I loved like all the scenes with like Rhys and his friends when Feyre was first meeting them, and then when Nesta and Elaine, her other sister, were first meeting them. Like, they're so funny, and the way they like their senses of humor are so good, and there's always jokes. Whereas I feel like Alien's court is just like they don't have that dynamic yet because they only like became a court at the end of the book, like at the end of the series. So we haven't really seen the whole like working together like aspect. So I do like in Throne of Glass series, what's his name? He's my favorite and I can't even remember his name. Anyway, I'm gonna have to look this up now because like how do I not remember his name? He was literally my favorite character. Not Lorcan, the other guy. Fenris, that's it. Fenris. Anyway, he was my favorite. So that like in her court, I liked like Aileen and Fenris's like relationship because he like got her through being tortured and stuff. But I'd have to say Reese's Inner Circle because just the like dynamic between all the characters is so much better. The next question is favorite female friendships. So it's Aileen with Lysandra and Alide, or Feyre with Amren and Moore. So I think I'd have to say Aileen's friends for this one because I love how Aileen and Lysandra like go way back and they have like a whole childhood where they despised each other and now they would die for each other. And Alide, I like how like she worked so hard to get back to Aileen, and she wanted to like serve her. She like sees her as her queen. So I guess I'd have to say that friendship because Amren and Moore weren't really Feyre's friends. Like even at the end, they're just like, I don't know. They don't have the same relationship. They haven't known each other for long enough. I think that's why. So yeah, I'll have to say Aileen's friends. And then best villain, King of Adelon or Amarantha. See, the thing is, Amarantha was only in the first book, wasn't she? I don't even remember. But she was just really rude. Like, she wasn't even a villain. She was a villain, but, like, her whole, like, purpose was to, like, get back at Tamlin. Or get back at Feyre for being with Tamlin because she loved Tamlin. Like, I think that's kind of a pathetic reason to, like, torture and kill people. So I'd have to say the King of Adelon because I love how... I don't think the actual king is a good villain, but I like how later you find out that it wasn't even him the whole time. He was possessed, and that's why he was so evil. So I'd have to say the king because, I don't know, the story is more interesting about him and why he acted the way he did. And then better setting, Aurelia or Prithia? The thing about Throne of Glass is it's all, like, literally the whole series is set in Rifthold, in, like, Adelan or whatever. You never see, like, the whole thing, I wanted to see Terrasen, like, so much. And there's, like, nothing, there's no scenes there. There's the war and then, like, the concluding chapter, and then you never see, like, the beautiful country they've been describing for, like, 8 books. Whereas in Prithia, you like get to go, I don't remember what the place is called, but like where Rhysand has his kingdom, like the Night Court, you get to see like the whole beautiful city he's built, and like it all takes place in like the beautiful city. So yeah, I'd have to say Prithia. I don't think I'm saying that right, but what can you do? So the next question is better ex-boyfriend, Kale or Tamlin? So I really hated Tamlin in A Court of Thorns and Roses. I thought he was really boring, like the same way Rowan is. He was like Rowan without a sense of humor. So I even liked Lucian better than him. I never really liked Tamlin at all, even when he was like good. And Kale, like when Selena, like before she was alien, was with Kale, I loved their relationship. Like I do agree he's boring too, but for some reason, like the whole way they like went on runs together and then they slowly like developed feelings and whatever. I found that a lot more interesting than Tamlin. I don't know. Like the Tamlin and Feyre's actual story is more interesting, but I just like Kale and Selena's relationship more. So I'd have to say Kale. Also, I'm sorry if I say that wrong. I just call him Kale. And the next question is the better last book, Kingdom of Ash or A Court of Wings and Ruin? Now, I'm just gonna like come out and say I hated Kingdom of Ash. I hated it so much. Like it was probably the worst book in the series. It is the worst book. Like even worse than Tower of Dawn. And that is saying a lot because Kale is like boring in that book. But the only scene I liked in all of Kingdom of Ash is when Aelin is saying goodbye to Dorian and Kale at the very end because they have to go back to Adelan or whatever. And she's like hugging them and they're like sad and they have a group hug. That was the only scene I liked in an entire book like this fat. That is the only scene I liked. Whereas A Court of Wings and Ruin, I think that was like my favorite book in the series. I loved it. Like I don't remember why, but I remember it was like really good. So definitely A Court of Wings and Ruin. And this is the last question. Winner, Throne of Glass or ACOTAR? I think I have to like add that up to see like how many points I got for each. So I'll go do that and be back in a sec. Okay, so in the end, A Court of Thorns and Roses had 4 points and Throne of Glass had 6 points, which I think is odd because I like the A Court of Thorns and Roses series a lot more than the Throne of Glass series, but I don't know, based on the tag, that's how many points I each got. So Throne of Glass is the winner. I think I said everything I wanted to about Throne of Glass. I just wanted to rant about Kingdom of Ash, but I think I got enough out. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Please comment videos you'd like to see next, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.